here. All right, good evening. All right, can you guys hear me? Yes. We found it, so we can just chill in here. First off, I'd like to thank the visionary of this conference, CC. I will want you to check out naturally on this one. You got the hardest thing out the way, and that's just to have a vision, to have an idea, and just take action on it. You did it. And when you called me several months ago and talked to me about your vision and what you wanted to do, I told you from day one I was 100% committed to your vision, and I'm super excited to see the fruition of that vision, and I'm even more excited about the future.
Yeah.
And I want to challenge all of us that are here tonight to commit to seeing this conference become one of the greatest conferences in Arizona.
Yeah.
Did you need that? A lot of times we don't know when we're a part of history. Right? If you think back to 1962 and Dr. Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement, when they made that march to Washington, many of them didn't know they were going to be a part of history. And so we have the opportunity that are here tonight to be a part of history. And the way we be a part of history is we make a commitment. And so just with the people in this room tonight, if we made a commitment that I'm going to be here next year, and not only am I going to be here next year, I'm going to bring 2 people with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if we did that, we would triple this conference in 1 year. Yeah. If we just made a commitment tonight that I'm going to be here next year, and not only am I going to be here next year, I'm going to bring 2 people. Can we make that commitment?
Yeah.
Can we make that commitment? Because as Ian was talking, how many of you know that this conference is new?
Yeah.
How many of you know that this conference is necessary?
Yeah.
As a black man, as Ken was talking, and he was talking about some of the conversations that were going on yesterday, it's so needed for us because we have been, as black men, as a black community, we have been in a state of PTSD for over 400 years.
Yep.
And it's now time for us to talk about it. And what CC has been able to do is one of the hardest things is to get men and to get black men to come together because we don't talk. We were out there in the streets, and I would say, "Kid, just went to the car, I'm gonna throw you the ball."
Yeah.
That was our way of communication. Now, women, y'all were in the house, and y'all were communicating with your dog, and you were telling, not this kid, but you were telling your barter dog, all right, kid, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna get in my pink car, you're gonna live in my pink house, and this is what we're having for dinner. The guy is, we were outside just roughhousing. So then we get married, and then you say, talk to me. We haven't talked for 20 years. Because what would we talk? Whatever happened in this house, is in this house. So we would go to school, and our teachers would say, is anything going on? And we say, oh no, everything's all right. Because we were taught what happens in this house stays in this house. So as men, we haven't been developed to communicate. They told me that I was Prince Charming. They told me that I was supposed to go find a mate, and I was supposed to provide for her, protect her. But nobody taught me how to do that. Nobody explained to me how to be a man. And so then I get older, and because I've been playing sports all my life, how many of you grew up playing sports as men? So when you play sports, it's all about what? Keeping score. It's all about keeping score. It's all about winning and losing. But then when you get into real life, you realize it's not about winning and losing. It's really about compromising and finding compatibility, right? But then this is what happens. This is what happens. Someone talked about it yesterday. I think it was TJ was the doctor, right? Doctor. TJ, was he? Yeah, the therapist. And he talked a little bit about it yesterday. He talked about when men go to the bathroom, and we go by ourselves. You're at your table right now. If you want to go to the bathroom, you just get up and go. You don't look at the other brother and say, hey, man, come to the pound and look. Yeah, right? Or you just go and do it. But if the women are at the table, they look at their girlfriend, they say, come on, let's go to the bathroom together. I don't know what they be talking about in there, but they need a partner in it, right? I had 9 sisters. And so I grew up listening to women talk all the time. Very different than how men talk. Ken, have you ever asked another brother and said, look here, man, I'm thinking about changing from boxers to briefs. Do you got any suggestions? You ain't never did that, right? But how many women in here went to Victoria's Secret and saw they had a sale on bras and you called your homegirl? I'm almost 50 and a dude has never hey man, they got t-shirts on sale at never. It's never happened, right? Because we haven't learned to communicate. And so what this event is about and what this night is about getting men comfortable with communicating, comfortable with celebrating each other. And so I'm so honored to be here tonight when CC called me for the second time and said, Dr. Will, I want to create this award to honor men in our community. And I want to name this award after you. I was floored and I was honored. And then 2 weeks after that, she told me who the first honoree was going to be. And when she told me it was going to be Brother Anthony, I thought to myself for a moment, I said, man, there's not a better person to give this award to. And so for him to be receiving the inaugural award, I went to my Facebook and I typed in his name. And when I typed in his name, all these events since I've known him since 2012, all these events started popping up that he's been involved in the community. But the number one event that he was involved in, the cameras weren't there, the media wasn't there, wasn't a whole lot of people there. It was a small event at a lake. A week prior to this event, he made a post on Facebook and he said, if there's any men in Arizona, if you don't know how to fish, if you don't know how to start a fight, if you don't know how to change a tire, I'm willing to teach you. And I read that post and I said to myself, I don't know how to fish, but I want my son to know how to fish. And so I reached out to Brother Anthony and I said, hey man, I don't know how to fish, and I would love for my son to know how to fish. He says, hey man, I'm going to the lake next Sunday. If you bring your son out here, I'll teach him how to fish. I got so excited. I got my son, but I wanted my son to know how he got to this lake. because it's important. I said, Champ, we're going to this lake. We're getting ready to leave with Brother Anthony. But I want you to know, as your father, I didn't know how to fish. So I called another man that knows how to fish, because I wanted to instill in my son that it's okay, number one, not to know how to do everything. And number two, it's all right to ask for help. And number three, I wanted him to know, as long as you're living, you can always depend on another black man to help you. You didn't hear me. See, here's our problem in our community, because we don't believe that there's another black man that can help me. Because if we believe that, it would be easy for us to come together. If we believe that. That's why this conference is so important, because we have to get comfortable with seeing what this man is doing and saying, I don't know how to do that, but I want to know how to do that. Will you help me? Because as men, we like to keep, the most difficult thing is to get men together, because we like to keep score. And I have to look at you and I have to size you up. And if I don't think you fit the bill to tell me something, then I don't want to listen to you. If I don't think you balling, then I don't really think you're doing that in life. And so to honor black men in the way that this conference is going to honor black men, we're in the middle of history. Because I want you to start thinking about the unsung heroes in your community, in Chandler, in Phoenix, in Santan, in Glendale, in all the areas. And when they come to this conference next year and the next year, and they continuously see black men getting honored and black men getting celebrated, I'm telling you, it's going to do something in this state. And before I take my seat, the theme of this conference is, I see you, King. But I want to add something to that. Because to be a king, that's just your bloodline. That's just something that happens automatic. You don't do anything for that. But I want to add this phrase, king, leader. Because to be a leader, that means you have to make a choice. To be a leader, you have to make a choice. And Brother Anthony, the gentleman that we're honoring this evening, he's made a choice to make a difference. He's made a choice to do something that each and every one of us can do. Is make a difference in someone's life. That day on the lake, he made a difference in my son's life. And I get to look back at those pictures that we took that day and have that memory, because a man decided to make a difference. So Brother Anthony, I thank you, I applaud you, I celebrate you, and I honor you tonight. Please give Brother Anthony a round of applause. Please give it up to Dr. Will one more shout out. Okay. I'll work on my projection. Woken up. I don't know about y'all, but me, when I call another black man doctor, that hit different for me. Because where I was raised up, I didn't see any black doctor. So for me to be a grown man and to know personally black doctors that I can reach out to if I want to, that I hang out with, that I can call and we can have a real conversation. This is another part about education. People think the more educated you get, the more distance you can come from your community. And you're just not a regular person no more. You're just a doctor. You can only hang around the educated. You can't be normal. Let me tell you something. Dr. Will is a normal brother. In a good way, in the best way. Please give it up for him all the time. Wow. The dinner search has started. You're going to see some of y'all printing. Y'all from China today. So that's about to happen. We're going to be blessed here with a performance. Before the performance, I'd like to ask the media, if you haven't taken your seats, please take your seats. There's iced tea in the back of all the coffee if you guys need it. Performance that we're about to see is something I think deep down in our hearts, it's something we always consider doing, but we kind of don't know how to accomplish that. So tonight, they're going to help do it.